What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Concussion Media. This is Ford v. Ferrari, the review-styled Forrest and me,
Yes.
Mac. I'm tired.
And I'm Forrest, and I am awake.
He's awake, and I
have
am
my
tired.
second
He
win.
stole the energy out of me, is what happened.
Right. Well, we saw Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford v. Ferrari.
Two main stars, Christian Bale and Matt Damon. I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite Christian Bale performances.
It was really good.
This
is a really good movie. I didn't think it was gonna be this good. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna be this good.
I think this has been like one I don't think I've seen like any like race movie since Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah, that movie was funny.
I mean,
Rick and Bobby.
I just think racing movies in general just haven't really interested me because I'm like,
I love racing, dude. I love rally racing in particular. I've always loved. I've had a love for racing, a love for cars, because my dad, and I've always loved racing. I was excited for this movie, honestly.
I mean, when it comes to like watching like racing sports, I mean, I do think watching Formula One stuff's pretty cool. Rally's cool. NASCAR's,
NASCAR sucks, but
if
like
there's no crashes happening, it's nothing.
but like drag racing and like rally racing and like circuits, I eat that stuff up. I have a love for cars, especially that. Oh my gosh, I love the engine sounds too.
So, you being a big fan of like car races, automobile races, what were like your expectations going into this one?
My expectations, well, I was really looking forward to seeing how they made the car, like in terms of like how they showcased, like they went around the different obstacles of it, and I think they did a really good job of it, like showing how they got to certain points, and the sounds in particular is what I was looking for, the engines and like the way that everything sounded as it was moving, and they got that all fairly spot on.
There are hundreds of sounds in this movie.
Oh, the engines are beautiful. I love the engines. Oh my gosh, they're so bassy and it's like so perfect. I loved the engine sounds in this film.
Yeah, I was curious to see how well they'll keep up with the time period.
Oh yeah, it's in the 60s. It's like 65, 66?
Something like that, yeah.
It's
like
like
60s.
Yeah. Something around there. And I think they did a really good job of making everything fairly period accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're the history expert when it comes to period pieces. You're always like, no, this is the 70s because they had a Walkman phone that I saw out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, well,
it's like, how do you know the Joker was in this time period? Well, I just knew. I could feel it.
Well, I'm not a history buff when it comes to automobiles, but I think I think they did an excellent job with like how the cars look. Because I have seen pictures of the famous Le Mans.
Oh yeah,
race
that's a really famous picture, honestly.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, they really kept it to a T. What did you think of the characters of like Mr. Henry Ford II?
Everyone was fantastic. I loved all the performances. There wasn't a single character I was just like, eh. Like sometimes when you see a film, like you're just like, oh, he's just kind of like winging it a little bit. But honestly, all the characters, loved them all.
Yeah, I even some of the pit stop crew were pretty.
Oh yeah, I loved the Matt Damon's characters, like right hand man. I thought he was fantastic, and like I thought every actor fit their character extraordinarily well. Fantastic job all around. Huge props for casting on this one.
Yeah, so I do like. What would you say was the theme that stuck out to you in this movie?
The theme is basically the mindset of corporate America is bad. That was like, I think the major theme of this is that corporate America is bad, which is not wrong. So, I mean, like they were basically the main bad guy in this film was the corporate side of things was the main issue the entire time.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like a more of like results versus passion.
Results versus passion.
Yeah, I felt like the Ford Motor Company, they wanted like we want it done our way to get our specific results versus here are some people that are really passionate about doing what they do and they know the best way to go about it to achieving the same goal. It's just more about like, are you in it just for the pride or for the passion, really? And I liked how it, because like you saw like the corporate side where they were super prideful. They wanted to like upkeep their image, but they weren't like their whole hearts weren't like set into it.
Oh well, I thought that that was like what they were doing. Like one of the guys, like the second highest guys that was like dealing with personally, like that was all personal.
Oh yeah,
that was because
really personal.
Like it got really like personal, and like he was really going out of his way to like screw over Matt Damon and Christian Bale's character. Like he was, just because of like this little encounter they have in the very beginning. But he was like, he came off as a dick the entire movie. So like it was all personal.
Oh yeah.
And like I wish it was just like, okay, like these guys are like the best in the world. It's like, let them do what they do and let like the results will follow. Like, but they were like, no, we are Ford. We have to do it this way.
Exactly.
And it was mostly like, but I think it was that was just an excuse for that one guy just to not have a certain driver, which was stupid. It was all stupid, but I like the way they dealt with it. I thought it was very cool. Oh, I actually really liked the storyline, and the pacing of this film was incredible.
Yeah, there was lots of action in this movie.
Yeah, and even the chiller parts when they're like not like when they're like not like racing or anything, it was all super interesting. Even like the father like son bonding moment times, like even that part was cool.
Now, without like spoiling anything, I did not expect to see as much action as I did.
Oh yeah, for sure. They showed a lot of racing too, which I wasn't expecting them to do like that much racing. Like I thought it was gonna. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I agree. Like I didn't expect to see that much action, but when I did see the action, it flowed really well and it was very engaging.
It's intense,
and I like how it wasn't just tight shots the whole way through.
They showed like basically showed everything that they could, which I really liked.
I liked how it was edited because it was like it went to like the tight shots of going around corners and drivers, but also showing you like the wide picture too, which is like that's what I really miss in like in all action films. I don't feel like we get a lot of wide shots.
Oh, you mean like during like action sequences?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate what I think it's coming out of it now, but like
when they're like all close, I'm like, what's going on? I just see movement.
The quick edits and quick things start. Actually, it's funny enough that started with the Bourne movie. Well, that was the first use of that, which is like stupid, but like that made the whole trend is like, let's do these quick action shots, and you can't really even see what's happening. You have to guess.
Fun fact: that also had Matt Damon.
Yes, which is why I brought it up.
He started a trend, and he's closing out that trend and starting back the way it should be.
Like John Wick, I think, is doing that.
Oh yeah, I like how like with John Wick you can see it a lot more.
I think John Wick started the kind of like we're moving away from the quick edits because I've seen a lot less of them recently.
Well, I say that editing in like all the race sequences were just
it was fantastic,
really great.
Honestly, every single aspect of this movie was fantastic. There wasn't a single thing I was like thinking like, wow, I didn't like that. I honestly really liked it. It's honestly, this film is almost perfect to me. Like I'm like, spoiler alert, but like this is gonna be up there for me.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for the spoiler.
Spoiler, no,
like, spoiler.
No, this is a non-spoil. I'm not gonna actually spoil any of the story but it was very good. And like the thing I said earlier about the corporate side of things being bad, like they really like did it, like they shoehorned in stuff. And I think one of the other themes was like I guess like figureheads being like represent like what you represent. And like I think that they kind of like touched on that at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, from like different corporations, from Ford to Ferrari to Carroll Shelby to even just Christian Bale's character Kenny being a father figure. So there's a lot of,
and like I love the symbolism, and I don't know, their attention to detail was very cool. I like the effects that they use. I don't think they was the brakes when there was certain sequences when the brakes would heat up and like you could see that. Do you think that was practical, or do you think that was like, I don't think they would push the car to that far. I think those were just effects.
no, yeah, that would make sense. I think that one was computerized because like I don't think they would risk something that crazy.
Yeah, but like honestly, like some of the events that happened in this film were like, I had my jaw hit the floor a couple of times.
That's one thing I do want to mention is that I like how it wasn't all like Hollywood Fast and Furious kind of.
Oh, it was very grounded.
This was very grounded, very. You were very quickly became very right off the bat. You became really aware of the realism and dangers of early car racing.
Oh yeah, it was very dangerous, and
it was just like, wow. Yeah, that's it. And there were some parts that were just some parts that were just. I'm not gonna. We'll talk a little later, but like just frightened me really.
Oh, me too. Like there were some parts where like I was like, oh, okay.
So like after this film, like driving back here after the movie, it's raining.
It was scary.
I was being a very cautious driver after.
Well, my windshield wipers suck, so I was like, I can't see nothing. I'm just driving.
And I'm like, wow, I just watched a whole bunch of dangerous car stuff, and now I'm supposed to like get into this car while it's raining, and just I was like, in the back,
pouring rain completely.
which is good for being here in St. George. We are in St. George, and we don't really get rain often.
It's been 151 days. Or something like that. It's been a minute. It was just funny because it rained a crap ton in the beginning of the year.
So our water bill should go down eventually.
I hope so.
So
my gosh, I really liked this film. I thought it was really cool. The only thing, even that part they did good. Like the father-son thing, like showcasing that relationship and all the other relationships. It was really good.
And the kid was actually pretty good for a kid actor.
Yeah, he did a good job. Everyone did a really great job.
I would say casting kids is probably the hardest thing.
Oh yeah, so hard. Because like if they're not believable, it just takes the immersion out of everything. I was really immersed in this film too. Like it was really good.
Like example, Phantom Menace, young Anakin Skywalker. Nobody liked that kid.
There's so many things about that movie that no one liked.
But in this movie, they did pick a really good child actor.
They did a really good job, just all around. Oh, you can hear that? You can hear the rain.
Oh wow, it is.
I don't think it can pick up on here, but you can hear the rain right now through the ceiling.
It is pouring out there.
It really kicked up. Crap.
We'll keep talking.
We'll keep talking until it goes away. Yeah, we'll be here all night. It's supposed to rain for the next 2 days. It's supposed to rain for a long time. There's a storm coming through.
If you're in the area, be aware of flash floods.
Yeah, beware of flash floods. It's a thing here.
So, do you want to delve into great ratings?
I will say, did you think? All right, so I want to talk about the length of the film.
Sure.
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Did you think it was too long? Did you think it dragged on a little bit at the end, or did you think it was like it went on like just enough? Because like the race is over, and then it went on for like another 20 minutes. Did you think it was like, okay, this should be over now, or do you think the extra 20 minutes was like needed?
I kind of felt like not by much. I felt like overstayed its welcome a little bit.
Just a little bit. I was just like, okay, so is it over now? And then I was like, nope. And I was like, okay.
It's over.
And then I was like, okay, now it's crazy. Okay, but it wasn't like crazy. It was just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. So I think I'm ready for my rating.
Okay.
Did you go first last time, or did I go first?
I think you went first last time.
So do you want to go first this time?
Sure. I'll go first. I mean, yeah, it did overstay its welcome a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I thought the story was great.
It's very cool.
I did like the realism in there.
Some of the shots with the driving were insane. Like, made you feel like you were in there. It made my heart race a lot, multiple times. And it was funny. Like, there were some really funny moments in this film. Like, just the writing and chemistry between all the characters was just great.
I would say Christian Bale and Matt Damon had a fantastic... They were a dynamic duo on this film. I really liked them.
Like, honestly, all the characters were fairly memorable. Like, even, what's his face? Shane from The Walking Dead. That guy. The guy with the big nose and, like, the black hair. The marketing guy.
Oh, the guy who played Icona.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like him. I mean, no. I mean, his character. I thought the actor was great.
Oh, yeah, I thought the actor did a great job.
I feel comfortable giving this an 8.
An 8? Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9.
Ooh.
I'm giving this a 9. I really like this film. I was like, this is really good. I was like, yeah, but I mean, I really like cars, so that might be why. I really respect like racing and like cars, not NASCAR, but like every other type of racing. I really respect, and like just I don't know. There's a certain like zen, like energy to it, and
And this
really
is
liked
our
it.
third time period piece we've seen.
Yeah, this
We
was
saw Mother's Brooklyn,
Yep.
which was set in the 50s.
Mhm.
We saw Midway, that was set in the 40s. And then we saw Ford versus Ferrari, this one we just saw, set in the mid-60s.
Would you count Joker as a period piece?
I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't.
necessarily say.
I
It was-
wouldn't
that's
count
it.
that.
That's in its own universe.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the third period piece we saw, and so we gave Motherless Brooklyn 7.5. We gave what did we give Midway? 7 or 6? Did I give it a 6? I don't remember. I can look it up.
I think I gave that one an 8.
Oh yeah, I didn't give it an 8. Yeah, I think I gave it.
I think you gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 9.
I'm gonna give this one an 8.
This was way better than I thought it was gonna be. It completely killed all the expectations I had for it, and it's just a damn good film. I definitely go see it. If you haven't seen, what else is that right now? Doctor Sleep, because Doctor Sleep was also very good. Yeah, go check out Ford vs. Ferrari. Like, it's beautiful film, beautiful. Everything is practical for the most part, and like there's some moments that make your jaw hit the floor. Just the emotion, characters, extraordinarily well written. Almost perfect film for me. 9.
All right, and if you haven't seen the film yet, stop now, because we're gonna go into some spoilers.
That's right. Spoiler time. Now's your chance to click off. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys are leaving.
Get the bell on.
Spoilers!
Spoilers. So, wow.
That was a good... Like, the first time the car exploded, I thought he almost died. I thought he was going to die.
Oh, when the brakes didn't work?
When the brakes didn't work, and then all of a sudden, like, his car spun out, and then it just explodes. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That scene. I guess one thing that kind of left me hanging a little bit was one of the very first scenes where you see Carroll Shelby racing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he's like finishing the race and then goes to the doctor's office. I'm like, wait, what happened?
Yeah. Well, I thought that was a great introduction to like his character.
I know it was, and that was something I didn't know. I didn't know that Carroll Shelby was a race car driver. I thought he was a car designer, sports. I
didn't know that either. I was like, wow, this is very cool.
Yeah, I just knew him for like being the guy behind like the Shelby Cobra.
That's like, fun fact, the Shelby Cobra was my favorite car for a long time.
Yeah.
In my room,
Yeah.
I had the Shelby Cobra, and I was like, this is one of my favorite cars of all time. It just looks very cool.
I would say that when it comes to vintage cars, that's definitely in my top 5. I think it's a beautiful car.
Oh, it's so pretty. I love them. Fantastic.
It's a beast looking car.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I thought,
I kept like wondering. I was like, when is this? I forgot like the time period this was in for a second. I was like, what year is this? And then they started like name dropping cars, and I was like, oh, okay, and I know. Like when they showed off the Mustang, I was like, okay, like, and I was like, I was waiting for them to mention my Dodge Charger. They didn't, but I was like, because like 1969 Dodge Charger is my favorite version of the Charger, and it was too early for that point. But like I was waiting for them to like name drop it at least once, but they didn't. That sucked.
well, it would have been weird for them to know the future.
Yeah, well, you know what? I just like Dodge. I like Dodge Chargers. Dodge was around back then. I just wish they mentioned Dodge. But, you know, Ford and all that.
Yeah, I was upset too.
Why were you upset? Just cause? No reason?
I was waiting for the Camaro, but you know.
Chevy? Oops. Sorry. I forgot to put my phone on silent. Actually, I want to look up something real quick. I want to see what this movie is on IMDb.
While you're looking that up, another character that I thought was very interesting and was very entertaining was Molly, which was Kenny's wife.
Oh, she was a riot.
I was like, wow, he has got the coolest wife ever.
Basically.
She's also really into cars, and they have like a really cool, unique bond and relationship as, you know, husband and wife. And I thought that was really cool to see, and good performance as well.
Matt Damon's character was like honestly surprisingly deep, which I didn't think it would be, but it really was. Like they did his character very well. I think it it has a 8.3 on IMDb, which that makes sense.
Makes sense. I'm giving it an 8, you're giving it a 9, and it's almost in the middle.
Like an 8.5. Yeah, I could see that. That's a good rating. It's a good movie. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. That's for like damn sure. Like I thought it was just going to be like them building the car and then them racing Le Mans. Like I thought it was going to be like basically that, but they showed a lot more races than I think they needed to. They showed like more races than they needed to, and they did a really good job. It's just very good all around.
Yeah. And I guess like to break down the story.
Oh yeah, let's do a little story. Let's do a signature Forrest breakdown of the story because he does it every time and it's beautiful and I love it.
Okay. So breakdown is Ford is looking to get more international attention.
Is that what they were doing? Or like the sales weren't down.
No, the sales weren't.
Where they were just trying to be like they were just trying to get international attention.
Yeah, because Icona, he was talking about like how they,
Well, he said there was a slum in terms of like sales, right, or international sales.
Well, it was talking about like because he's the marketing guy.
Yeah,
and that we should be having, showcasing sportier cars, and not like because of like this upcoming rising generation from the basically teenagers from the baby boomers. And he suggests that like, hey, look, Ferrari is broke. What if we were to like add an additional like rate like Ford having that racing badge?
Ford Ferrari, yeah,
and
which honestly would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Ford Ferrari. But then again, the corporate side of Ford would have probably screwed everything up. So
yeah, and anyways, they got played by Ferrari, and so that it was just to cause another car company, Fiat, to raise their price. And anyways, the merger didn't work, and
obviously Ferrari's still around.
And Enzo Ferrari, he said some insults to
Fetch the cazzo.
Yeah, so Henry Ford's like, well, you know what? I want to beat them at their own game, and
oh yeah, he insulted him. Like,
we're gonna build a race car. We're gonna beat them. And that's where we find Carol Shelby, and who's a former race car driver, who's selling these Shelby Cobras and doing some racing on the sides with some of its drivers. Kenny's a fantastic driver, and basically the two of them have to come together and basically produce a racing car that Ford can use to win the Le Mans and stick it to Ferrari but then they highlight this about without corporate getting in the way.
They were trying to get in the way every single chance they got.
Yeah, they try to take a complete control of the whole project. Basically just hand it over to us when it's all ready to go.
I hated that guy, that blonde dude that was the second in command, the vice president or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I want him to just eat it all the time.
Yeah, so basically we basically see three main races. The one that kind of showcases Kenny's driving abilities and what they call it, the sabering race.
Mm-hmm.
The second one's basically, I think it was an insane bet.
Oh, the bet? Yeah, that's all or nothing.
Yeah, basically Carol Shelby was like, hey, if...
it's really pouring. I think it went up a little bit.
It was like, hey, if Kenny wins the Daytona, then he gets to be one of the drivers in Le Mans. And Henry Ford, the same, was like, well, and if you lose, and Carol Shelby was like, you can have basically my whole company.
You can have my whole company, yeah. Jeez.
And so I'm just
that's insane. That's an insane bet. He barely won, too.
Yeah, he
barely won.
Barely won that. And then we get to Le Mans. So.
Yeah.
And this crash isn't easy.
Honestly, that was less dramatic than the second race, Le Mans. I mean, it was about more than just that. It was more by the time it got to the very this movie was as much the little guy against the big corporation as it was against Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
And because the second race was them versus Ford, and the third race was them versus Ford and them versus Ferrari. So once the Ferrari was gone, it was just oh, okay, everything's good now. And then we get to the end, and it turns out that they screwed Miles, Christian Bale's character, out of the race, out of winning first place, even though he very much deserved it. And I don't know, that the stuff they kept pulling it really it annoyed me. I was like, really? Seriously? It's why would you want him to slow down like that? I get it. It's a very cool picture, but it cost him the race. And I don't know, that annoyed me. I wish that they just let him finish. And I wish they let him break every record that could be broken. Because honestly, they could have taken the picture afterward.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the? I'm glad you liked it. Even 8. It's a fairly solid rating. So this is November still, right?
Yeah.
We gave Dr. Sleep a 9.
Mm-hmm. You gave this movie a 9.
I gave this movie a 9. I don't know which one.
I gave this movie an 8 and Midway an 8.
See, I like this movie and Dr. Sleep for different reasons.
Oh, well, yeah.
So did you like this one better than Midway?
That's a tough one. I mean, it's
Yeah.
However, now that I've seen this, I'm now more curious to see the movie Rush, because I hear that's also a racing movie.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see Rush. I just never got around to seeing Rush. I gotta. Oh, whoops, sorry. Hit the mic. Sorry for your ears, everybody.
And I know that's kind of around the same era ish.
I think it's more the original race cars. It's before World War II or right around World War II.
Really, Rush?
I think it's like in the 40s. I don't think it's not like. Oh yeah, there's not like supercars that they're using. It's like it's like 50s, I think, at least, or like 45, 46. Because I think if I remember correctly, like the cars that they're using are like one of like the first racing cars. If I'm remembering correctly. Well, let me. I can Google it. I can Google what year Rush takes place in.
Yeah.
Magic of phones, everybody.
So that's what I'm really. That's what's kind of piquing my curiosity now. But I did like the reason there were, and the sounds that accompany the crashes just really just like shocks you. You're like, holy crap!
Oh no, I was completely wrong. It's in 1976, so it's like it's like 16 years after this.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought it was during like 45.
Maybe you were thinking of another movie.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, either way, I do want to see that because I do have a love for racing and cars. The amount of car porn that was in this film was great. What do you think of Miles' death?
That was tough.
Yeah.
I kind of sensed it was coming.
I did too. I was like, okay, something's about to go wrong. Like I could, like the radar went off. I was like, oh,
I was like, wait a second.
Matt Damon honestly killed it. He carried a lot of this film for me. Like Christian Bale did a very amazing job, but like honestly, like Matt Damon's character, he killed it. Like he did a very solid performance. I really liked his character a lot. Like I felt everything that he was like giving out. It was really well done.
I think both. I think both of them deserve to be nominated. Yeah.
You think both?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, like Christian.
I just think Christian Bale did a good job. I just think Matt Damon should be nominated. I think he did a better job of like portraying the emotion of the character.
Christian Bale is like a supporting actor.
Oh yeah. Well,
so I should clarified.
well then yeah, they should both be nominated. But I was like for lead role, I was like, yeah, for definitely. I think was Matt Damon the supporting actor or was Christian Bale the supporting actor? I think this was more about Matt Damon than Christian Bale. It was about both of them though, but I think it was more about him. It
was about the car.
It was about the car.
All about the car. It was
just about the GT40. We found out why it was called the GT40.
What's it called, the GT40? That's gotta be 40 inches high.
I think so.
Off the ground.
I think so.
Oh, no, it's total.
Total?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Has to be at least 40 inches total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just got hit with like such a wave of tiredness. I don't know what happened.
The other car I thought that was really, really beautiful was the Ferraris. Those, I admit, those were pretty cool looking.
Eh? I don't know. I've always, I like the way the GTs looked over the Ferraris. But then again, I grew up loving muscle cars. I think that's what biased me. I really didn't get into like crazy looking cars for a long time. Like growing up, my favorite cars were Shelby Cobra, the 1969 Dodge Charger, and the Lotus Elise. But that came out in like 2009, I think 2007 is when that car came out. But like for like the first ever in my life, I was like Dodge Charger.
I've always been a Mustang.
Mustangs are always also very cool, but again, muscle car. And then like when the short one, so like when the Ford GT came out, I was like, oh, this looks so amazing. And like I've always like thought they looked cooler than like the Ferrari. So
especially the current ones, I think look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, beautiful cars. I was like beauty contest. I was like, what do you mean? The Ford GTs look amazing, and they look so cool. They're so sleek looking. It's like a mixture of a sports car and a muscle car, and it looks beautiful, and I love it. I love Ford GTs, which also helps me give this movie a 9 because I love that car. So,
and it was pretty cool because fun history fact, they won the Le Mans 4 years in a row, and
the only American-made car to do so.
And I don't think we've won one since. As American cars go.
Yeah, American cars. I was like, yep, they stepped up the game.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been like American drivers, but as for American cars,
Well, there's so many more like car creators now. Like now we have like Bugattis and like Pangini is like another foreign car manufacturer.
well, guys been around for a long time.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they weren't around in the 60s, were they?
Maybe not as a sports. I don't think they had a sports car, but they did start out in the 20s and so forth.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They started in the 20s?
They were
Jeez.
a very old company. They just came at a different time into the racing game.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like now we have like all these other racing like brands versus like before it was not as like saturated.
I'm waiting for the Tesla.
The Tesla? Oh my gosh.
The next one to win the Le Mans.
That honestly would be a really cool movie to see like them creating an electric powered car.
So if you're out there, Elon Musk, build a car, an electric car that can go for 24 hours and win the Le Mans.
Yep.
Electric power. Wave of the future.
Jeez, that'd be insane.
That would be cool. An electric car outperforming all those other cars.
Well, that would prove to the world that like you have a beast of a machine.
Heck, if you're planning to get to Mars, I'm sure you can win Le Mans. All right.
That's your first challenge. You have to win Le Mans, then you can go to Mars with the Tesla.
Well, he sent Tesla to space. Remember he sent his own personal roadster?
Did he?
Yeah.
Really? He did that?
Yeah, he sent his own personal roadster Tesla up into space, and there's like an astronaut driving it. And it's just going out into deep space.
Oh my gosh, it's going to hit a random planet and then that's going to be war. They're going to come asking for Tesla. And it's going to be Elon Musk and it's going to be the aliens being like, hey, you gave us this. What is this?
And it's playing David Bowie's Starman on repeat.
Okay.
Fun fact. All right. Anything else you want to add into the spoiler section?
The wife was a riot. That whole sequence when she was driving real crazy was hilarious. Oh my gosh. There were so many moments where I was on the edge of my seat with this film and like all the crashes, and it would do this thing where it would like either it would bring you like right like to the back of the car or like right to the front, and we see like what the driver was seeing, and that was so tense as it was moving around. And it's just everything was good about this film. Like the light, the shot compositions, the editing style, the sound, the soundtrack it wasn't like amazing, but it was good. And I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really good. And the ending, I thought it was bittersweet because what's this called had to die, and Matt Damon's character took it really, really hard. And I don't know. I like the dynamic between all the characters, and it was just very entertaining. Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to add?
Well, I thought that was kind of funny. Was you saw planes because this was basically they would like be testing like around a runway. So that knows about the planes. Airlines they're not around anymore, but you would see like TWA airlines. And there was a shot where like you saw TWA going by, and then they had like another shot where another jet was going by, but it was Pan Am.
I don't get it.
They're these two old airlines that they don't exist anymore. But I just thought it was funny that they switched up just to like showcase the time period that like.
Oh, the attention to detail was amazing. Like everything was.
I was like, okay, you didn't have to show Pan Am and TWA, but they did.
They did.
So.
That was the last bit you wanted to add.
Well, I'm an aviation geek too, so.
Oh yeah, he's an aviation geek, and I am the car one.
And I do, and the jets were accurate too.
What do you think of Matt Damon landing the plane?
Oh,
that was great.
How could we forget about? Okay,
that was great. There's a lot of really good moments in this film, so that's how.
Oh yeah, he claimed that like, oh yeah, like I.
Oh, we almost forgot the most important part of Matt Damon's character.
What?
His heart can't hit 130. That's why he can't race anymore.
And he takes pills like Tic Tacs.
Yeah, but the plane landing, that was amazing.
I kind of feel that's kind of cliche when you have like a character that's like on pills. They just open the bottle like, are you supposed to take 4? Are you supposed to swallow 4? Like, how do you know? You know, the classic, oh, I got to my pills.
Yes.
I was like, okay, we've seen that before.
I liked it. I thought
Anyways.
it was good. I thought it was good.
But no, there was a plane sequence where he wanted to make a grand entrance. I got really excited.
It was beautiful the way he landed that plane. I was like, look at him go. He did like a little drift out landing. I was like, yeah, that's how you make an entrance.
Yeah, that was good. So yeah, great up performances, very well-paced film, great editing, especially with the action sequences, great sound. Yeah, it's for me. It's
go see it.
Yeah.
Go see it. Go see this and then go see Dr. Sleep, or go to see Dr. Sleep and then see this. Both are amazing. Go see them. Yes. What is it? November.
If you want to see more planes, watch Midway.
If you want to see more planes, go see Midway. Yeah, but my top two of this month so far are this and Dr. Sleep.
I'm impressed in November. They've been good films this month.
Yeah, November's killing it. Honestly. Okay, so
We'll see you next week when we go see.
I don't know what we're seeing next week.
It's a surprise.
Surprise, but thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, watching us talk about, or listening to us talk, either way, whatever you're doing, about this film, and thank you guys for being so amazing. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.